know what time it is, right?
Yeah. It's time. It's time to level up.
You ready?
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, it's that time. It's that time again. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Next Level Up podcast show. I am your host, Dwayne Sylvester, and I am here with my boy,
Brother Fred. It's time to level up in your heart, your mind, and your spirit. Let's get it.
Let's get it. You don't want to miss this episode. This is a powerful episode. As you can see, we have these beautiful ladies around me. We're going to have them introduce themselves in just a minute. But this week we're going to be talking about healing is possible with the SASHA Center. Yes. You may be asking, like, what is the SASHA Center? Who are these ladies? Well, you're going to find out. Stay connected to the podcast. It's just some valuable information that we're going to be sharing with you today. I'm going to start over here. Who are you?
Hello, everyone. My name is Shayna Barber, and I am a behavioral health navigator with the SASHA Center.
Awesome.
All right. Welcome.
Awesome.
Hello. My name is Malaysia. I'm also a behavioral health navigator at the SASHA's web for the SASHA Center.
Awesome.
Great.
Awesome.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Angela Jackson, and I am the executive administrator and a lead facilitator for the SASHA Center.
All righty. All right. Well, we did met some of the inside sources, the people who you can be connected to at the SASHA Center. We're going to jump right on into with our questions, and any of you ladies can answer. So we just want to know, what is the SASHA Center? What is this SASHA Center that we're hearing so much about?
Okay, so the SASHA Center, we provide sexual assault services and holistic healing and awareness for any woman who have experienced and is a survivor of rape, molestation, or incest.
Wow, that is powerful.
I like that.
Survivor.
Not a victim.
Because a lot of times, when people have been assaulted in that type of way, they feel victimized. And not minimizing, because that is something that is, horrific. No one ever wants to have to go through that type of abuse. And for you to, empower them with being a survivor, that is, something great, that a lot of women need to hear, because they already carry the shame of being overpowered or overtaken by someone either they knew or they did not know.
Right.
So, how did y'all come up with that whole survivor as a part of being victimized?
Okay, so as Shayna was saying, SASHA is actually an acronym for what she said: Sexual Assault Services with Holistic Healing and Awareness.
Awesome.
So that is what SASHA actually means.
All right.
Okay.
And part of what you're saying is changing the verbiage from victim to survivor, and it's all about taking your power back. Because ultimately, in a situation like that, you've lost your own control, you've lost your own power. So it's all about taking that power back.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, to actually answer your question, our CEO and founder, Kalima Johnson, she is the brains and beauty behind SASHA Center.
All right, Kalima. Shout out to Kalima.
Yeah, shout out.
But it all comes from her past work in the criminal justice field and just not seeing enough care and resources for women of color.
Wow.
And so really that was the catalyst for SASHA Center.
Okay. Awesome. That is awesome. So how long have the SASHA Center been around?
I've been there for 10, so 13 years.
13 years. 13. How long have you been connected with it?
I started in February.
So you're newbie.
Yes, and we're Malaysia and we have been brought in from new funding that we received for the Black Mental Health Led project,
Awesome.
and we're excited to be working on this special project where SASHA's Web is actually an opportunity to connect women to different resources and different providers throughout Wayne County and throughout Metro Detroit, for Black women particularly.
Okay, all right, that is awesome. Right. Let's elaborate a little bit more about this SASHA Web. What is this link or this part of the organization that you guys are introducing?
We're more so introducing resources and communication when it comes to transitioning during your healing journey.
Okay.
So we're more so referring our women to therapists that they will be more comfortable speaking with, or groups that they will be more comfortable participating in. It's more so trying to figure out what necessarily are they trying to combat or acknowledge, and see which ways can we point them in the right direction for services of healing and health.
Oh,
awesome,
great,
awesome.
Great.
And you know what? This pamphlet is so informative about what you guys do. One of my questions. One of my questions is, I noticed that the pamphlet mentioned that women in communities of color. Okay, but can any woman contact the SASHA Center for help?
Absolutely.
Of course.
We are not. We don't exclude.
Okay.
We're just very intentional.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I love it.
I like it.
All
Being
right.
pro-black don't make you anti. No,
That's
no.
right. That's
Absolutely.
right. I
Just
love
so
it.
you know,
Absolutely.
this is an organization that is catering to all
Right.
survivors.
Exactly.
And so that's good to
and
know.
when I say intentional, we make sure people know you might see some African drumming going on. You might see some call and response things
That's
going
what's
on
up.
that are very particular to our culture as Black people.
Mhm.
So just be aware of that. We
Okay.
want you to come, we want you to enjoy, but just be aware that these are some of the things you may see and hear.
I love
Okay.
it. I love it.
So what is some ways that they can get connected to the SASHA Center? You know, a lot of people have been, or some people have been victimized, and it's the shame that's attached to it. It's I don't have a safe space to really tell my story. Some people may not even believe me. So how do you make it comfortable for them, and then where do they go? How do they reach out to you? How do they find the SASHA Center?
So SASHA Center, we have a Facebook page. So you just go on Facebook, SASHA Center. All of our programming, all of our events, everything is publicized there. SASHAcenter.org is our web address. Or you can call the 800 number, 888-865-7055. And it's going to give you the extensions of who you're trying to reach.
Can you say that number one more time, please?
I can. I don't know it by heart. So hold
Okay,
on.
right,
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
Is this the number on
Yeah,
her
that
shirt?
is the number on her shirt.
Okay.
888-865-7055.
Thank you.
All right. That is, you know, because we want to make sure that they understand that it is a safe place.
Right.
The
Yes,
SASHA Center
yes.
is, I was hearing you say fun, but some people don't feel like that's something that's connected to being a survivor of
Absolutely.
something like that.
Right.
So can you expound upon how you transition their thought process of being victimized to survivor to now this is a safe space to even enjoy life again, have fun again, because something was taken from them.
Right. So, SASHA said we don't do one-on-one counseling. You know, that's kind of your atypical like therapy. You know, a lot of people don't respond to that. They're not comfortable in a one-on-one setting. So everything that we do at SASHA is in group form. So we have different groups. Healing is Possible actually is that's our main group. That one runs all year long. From January to November, we take a break in December. Then we pick back up again in January. It's every Tuesday, but it's group. And so like I was saying before we started tonight, we don't require you to disclose your trauma to be a part of SASHA Center, because we actually recognize a term you'll hear in SASHA Center is and in both. Some of us are working SASHA Center, but we are also survivors. We have some people that may not be a survivor, but they know someone or they're directly connected. So we don't require you to disclose your trauma, but what happens is once you get in a space and you got all these beautiful women telling their stories, or just, you know, we use conversation starters, like we may talk about how music can be linked to healing. But in that conversation, someone says, you know what, I felt that because when and then their story comes out. You know, so those are the ways that we try to make a survivor comfortable, just setting an atmosphere that ushers in conversation, which then turns into disclosure.
Okay, that is awesome. So that is one of my questions.
One of my questions. You know what? Hold on. You know what? No, you know what? Okay, you know what? I know you didn't see this, but this is another question. Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute.
Right, like, because while you get your question together,
okay.
You know, I was seeing in the pamphlet that you did have the educational support group. Mm-hmm. So I did get that you said they meet every Tuesday.
Correct.
And it runs from the January to December?
No, that's just one of the groups.
Yes.
Okay, so now all the groups run like this, or how does the group sessions work?
So some of them run in 8-week cycles. Mm-hmm. So like I said, HIP is one of the ones that runs all year round. Mm-hmm. We have an in-person group at Payne Pulliam, which is a Work Now building. Okay. They meet in person. Anyone can go to that one. Awesome. And they run all year round. Then we just started a new in-person group at Interim House Women's Shelter. That one is not open. That one is more of a, invite-only type of setting, but that's because of the nature of that location. Okay. But so that one's all year round as well. But then we might have some, like in the summer, we do a hula hoop group, we do a walking group.
Yeah, the walking group is really fun.
Yeah,
I had a chance to do it this summer, and we did the Quaker Cut, and then we have a poetry group. Yeah, and we also have a group that's starting on Monday. It's called Emotional Intelligence.
Awesome. Wow.
Now, where SASHA Webb comes in too, because we don't do the one-on-one piece. We're SASHA Webb, and I'm, Hank Milborn, he's not here with us tonight, but he just had this ridiculously crazy idea to have behavioral health navigators that can basically walk a client through getting help. Instead of just saying, hey, go to this link, you have people that you can call and walk through that process.
Wow.
Yeah.
So many awesome. Resources, so many, connection groups that I'm hearing that people can really connect with the SASHA group and really navigate through to find out where their placement will be, where their healing will take place. Because we do know that healing is possible.
Absolutely.
And that is such a great organization to be a part of.
And it's good that you have someone that will help you navigate through that, because when people are going through, any type of trauma or circumstance, they tend to have some anxiety. You know what I'm saying? And they not really clear in their thinking, like, okay, what's good for me? Where can I go, or what program can I get into? So my next question. My next question is this. Now, I also read that participants must be 16 years of age or older to participate. Where can someone under 16 seek help?
Ooh, that's a good question. SASHA Center is, we have a lot of sister programs that we, partner with, Avalon being one of them. Oh, okay. And actually, Avalon just got this really beautiful building off of Bagley that we actually have space in now.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's called SASHA Lane. But we're super excited about that. But Avalon is one. Haven House is another one. We have a direct connection with like DPD and the legal aid defenders, and so we are able to get, a minor, help where we can. And a lot of the reason why SASHA does it is just because of the funding that we get is not zoned for minor. Well, 16 is still minor, but you know what I mean, like younger than 16. So we have to kind of stay within the
parameters of
the funding.
But there is help available for those who are under the age of 16.
Oh, absolutely.
So if they contacted the SASHA Center, then
we know where to get them.
Where to navigate.
And you know what? One of my favorite partnerships is Say Detroit Play Center. That's where I was just telling you my church is at on 9 and Van Dyke now. They are specifically for children. Okay. It's an after-school program, but there's so many resources within that I don't want to get off talking about them. I just love them. Yeah. My son goes to their after-school center, so I have a lot of inside information about it. But they really do take care of the kids.
That is.
Say that one more time. You say where your church. Go ahead.
Oh,
no. That's important. Go ahead.
So, My husband and I'm the first lady of For the Kingdom Christian
Woman
Church.
of God. Go ahead.
And so we actually just partnered with Say Play because they are building an auditorium space.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And they want us to use that space for our church. So we are now inside of Say
Good.
Play. Yeah.
And the reason why he reiterated that, as she quickly tried to
slide it on. Go ahead.
Even though we know we're talking about the SASHA Center, but you need to know the ladies and the people that are connected to the SASHA Center. You know, you have believers, you have people who are having a sense of anointing to know that what you're dealing with and what you're going through is valuable.
Absolutely.
And healing takes place not only through laughter, but understanding God's word and how he can use these different organizations and these different partnerships to just bridge the gap between your pain and your purpose and your pain and your promise. So it is very important to know that these ladies who we are connecting with today have a sense of an anointing on them, even if you're not a believer. I know everyone in there is like, oh, it's not this spiritual walk. No, but again, healing is a process, and to know that you're in great hands to be able to walk you through that process, not preach at you, but help you understand that there is places available right here in the metropolitan Detroit area that can help you deal with whatever tragedy that you're going through. I don't want to take it lightly that what you're going through is not meaningful and not purposeful. You know, I want you to know that, you know, there's places that you can reach out to. There's resources, there's help. No one should have to walk this walk alone. You shouldn't have to walk in the shame or pity of whatever happened to you, whether it be as a child, as a young adult, or even as an adult. Just know that there's help and resources available, and that your information is private. Am I correct?
Absolutely, always.
Yeah. So
we don't even do intake forms.
Okay.
And then, I mean, I don't want to get in trouble, but we don't do intake. And a lot of times, some of the grants that we use, they want certain information, but we just know that when you get to asking, you know, too many things, that shuts somebody down. It shuts them down immediately. So we don't do intake forms. You know, everything we do as far as, you know, specific assistance, we redact the names, you know, when we submit paperwork and things like that, because, you know, that's their business, and, you know, we don't want people to feel shame for needing the things that they need. So.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, let's talk about this music that you were saying that it's a part of your groups in healing. How can music be a part of healing when you've been victimized? I know we want to get everybody. We want to get everybody.
Right, the key to back.
We want to make sure that y'all are on board. We know you're newbies. We know y'all newbies, but I want to know. I want to make sure that you know what you're connected to, because from what I'm hearing is powerful and it's necessary. So again, I want to make sure everyone have a voice at the table and making sure that we share. In abundance about this, you know, organization, this nonprofit organization, again, that is out here helping people, healing people. So again, can you talk a little bit more about what you were saying about music? Like, how can that be a part of the healing process?
Absolutely. So I had an opportunity to participate in one of our virtual group sessions led by Larminder and Brianna, who are two of our facilitators, and they're doing something very dynamic and just out of the box with healing through music. And so what we do is we listen to a song and we look at the lyrics.
Okay.
And then we talk a little bit about that, and we journal a little bit about that, and we choose different songs each week. And the week that I attended, we listened to Layla Hathaway song called The Mirror. And you know, as I was just listening to the song and listening and reading the lyrics, you know, I started tearing up myself because the words were really resonating with me. You know, and I shared with you guys earlier today about a song that I heard when I was a child in the early 90s, and it was saying, mommy, I can't sleep because daddy won't keep his hands off me. And that was a song that they played over the radio.
I remember that song.
I remember that song, and just, you know, that even made me as a child question, like, what is this talking about? You know, and so we talked about how we can use music to evoke some of those same thoughts and feelings and emotions but then help guide us to a place of healing.
Absolutely. That's powerful. Because, you know, our viewers may be wondering, like, music, like, how could that help me?
Right.
And again, you just so eloquently put it to let you know that words are powerful. You know, and even in the spiritual realm, we know that life and death lies within the power of our tongue. We can speak things into existence, and that's one of the things that I loved about changing the vernacular of being victim, you know, to, you know, a place of wholeness and healing for someone, not keep on repeating that as a mantra that you, or a staple that you say, but to, you know, profess that you are whole and healed and wellness and all of that. So that is awesome.
And what you ladies are doing too with that, as far as music, you're changing the trajectory of how people look at music today. You get what I'm saying? Because music is healing. You know, it's a powerful force, and that's what I say.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
I mean, it is a feel good. Now, I mean, depending on what mood you're in.
No, because you know what? No, I'm going back on one of our podcast episodes. We talked about. We talked about music. We talked about a gospel versus secular. But we were just talking about, and we wasn't bashing neither one of the genres of music, but we were talking about gospel, you know, music. It caters to the spirit of God and
uplifting, healing,
emotion, and having that encounter with God or whatever. But we talked about secular music, and we were talking about there's good music out here. You know, just because it's not gospel doesn't mean it's not good music. You know, and so.
So that's what it is. It was just, it's feel good music. So it's certain, you know, music that have you thinking and put you in a space. You know, and if you're looking for, you know, a soft space or a place of meditation, you're gonna listen to one music. If you want to be hyped, you're gonna listen. And if you want to get turned up and lay down, you turn up and lay down, and you just lay down. My God. Let's stay on course. Let's stay on course.
But just going back to what I said about the song that I heard when I was a child, I don't know the artist, but it was a way of bringing awareness.
And that's it.
And that's a good thing. Again, you know, this podcast, you know, I don't want any viewer to ever think that we're taking light of the topic that we're talking about or anything. But again, laughter and is healing, you know. So sometimes you have to, you know, laugh at different situations, not what you went through, not what you experienced. That is not what we're laughing about. So I never want anyone to get that misunderstood. But you have to, you know, you can look at the glass half empty or you can look at it half full. And so I just wanted to, you know, bring light on such a heavy topic because so many people have, or 1 person out of 100 have experienced some type of trauma in their life, whether it's been childhood or even adulthood or in their adolescence and teenage years. And so I want you to know that you are a part of an organization by contacting the SASHA Center that will offer all of these type of feel-good emotions when you're there. We don't want to browbeat or just keep on bringing up the trauma. We want you to be healed. Absolutely. That's what it really is about.
I love it. I love it. You're not a victim. You are a survivor. And you know what? And there was something that, you know, even in worship, because we were talking about, you know, music and worship about that, is that, you know, you can look at things like this. By you being here as a survivor, let you know how strong you really are.
You really are.
And everything that, you know, the enemy, the devil, whatever it is, tried to do in your life, by you being here to tell your story and to triumph over it means that you have a purpose. And that's what's important.
That your victory, you know, you have victory in it. You know, you're not the victim, you have victory. You know, you're standing in this and you want to be healed and whole. And you sharing what you went through can help someone else. So, you know, we want to make sure that that is brought out to our audience, that you know that, you know, this center, this organization is here to, help you in that healing process.
Absolutely.
So is there any other things that the center offer? Not only music, I know we had talked about like the spiritual walks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Can we speak on that a little bit? Because not one fit is for everybody, So where one person may be healed from the music, another people may need the counseling. Another person may need just the fellowship.
Right.
So it's different things for different folks.
Absolutely.
So that's why I'm trying to, let our audience know that there's so many layers and so many groups within the SASHA Center that can help you, so don't think, well, they're not for me or it won't work for me. Because some people have had counseling who have been through a traumatic experience and they say, it didn't work for me. I went, I laid on the couch or I talked to someone and they couldn't help me. But they may have not been in the capacity to help you. Just because they have a
situation is different.
It is. It's different. So I'm loving that the SASHA Center is offering so many different avenues for people to travel.
Right.
And one road is not built for everyone. So, so
you know what? We try to do things unconventional.
Yeah.
We have
like
my absolute favorite thing that we do at the SASHA Center. It's a immersive course. It's 4 days, and we call it Culture Cures, History Heals. And it's a way for us to use, the past, our ancestry, and bringing it forward to our future, our present and future. But it's a 3-night, 4-day immersive session. So you're basically there and nobody's leaving, and we having all these different topics around, sexual education, getting back in touch with your physical self after something like that has happened. How do you enjoy sex again after something like that? So it's just all these different topics we talk about. The first year we did it, we went to New Orleans. Last year we were here in Detroit and we rented out the Hitsville Airbnb, Motown Airbnb.
Oh, awesome.
The biggest one coming up, and I cannot wait till we get this off the ground, but we're going to Ghana and we're going to take, so it's I know, right? I'm so geeked about that. And so that's what I said, we have all these different things that our survivors can take advantage of in situations where they may not have been able to go to different things.
Wow,
like
that is great.
I mentioned specific assistance earlier. Every year, maybe every other year, we get a portion of our grant back that we can allot for taking care of for any client up to $1,000 worth of whatever they need. If they need their rent caught up, if they need their car notes paid, each client gets up to $1,000 for us to take care of something that is vital to their everyday life.
That's awesome.
And so it's just different things that we're able to offer that are tangible things, like right now in the moment things that we can take care of. And we know your healing is a journey, but what can we do now to make it easier for you to focus on your healing? So
take out some of the stress, of everyday life, because if I'm worried about how I'm going to pay my rent or and my lights going to stay on, then you really can't focus on being healed and whole because you're, thinking on something else. So with a clear thought process, you're offering all these resources for those who need them, and that you would, allow grants to provide that service for them. So that's good to know as well. I would like to segue into, because I know we've been talking about women and a lot of them being victimized and treated trauma. But do the SASHA Center offer any type of assistance for men?
Absolutely. I was waiting on that question to come
Because again, more so, you have, it's just, women are more, they're voiceful. They come forth and they'll speak it freely. Men is a deeper level of shame. It's a deeper level of hurt. It's a deeper level of embarrassment to share. So again, hearing about SASHA Center and all of the things that they offer for women, I was just wondering, is there something for the man or the male child or young adult, because we know 16 and above, that they can reach out and feel comfortable and safe.
Absolutely. So our SASHA Men is SASHA Men, and Men is actually an acronym for Male Engagement Now. And so we attack the men a little differently because, like you were just mentioning, more often than not, the male is not going to come and say I was raped or I was abused.
Right.
You know, it's not going to come out that straightforward.
No.
So the way we engage our men is on the preventive side. So how do we get men involved to, you know, see this broader picture of how, you know, women are victimized? We talk about it in a sense of support. We talk about it in a sense of protection, you know, because men, I'm gonna protect, you know, my queen, whatever. So we talk about it, but then in those conversations, you find out, oh, when I was a
So we break down layers, you know, for them to, them to feel comfortable.
Right, because
them in.
that was my next question, because, you know, some men can feel like, well, you know, I'm comfortable to converse with another man about my situation because he can understand. So, you know, how do you guys deal with that?
And you know what? This might be a SASHA Center Part 2 for you guys, because Omari Barksdale, he is our lead male facilitator.
Excuse me. Now, is that the gentleman that I met at?
You met Hank, but
Hank. Okay.
Hank is over SASHA Webb. That's the one. He was the genius behind that. But Omari Barksdale has been around forever. Like, he was probably on the ground floor of SASHA Center. Him and Kalima did like they used to be on the poetry circuit together. You know, both of them were slam poets, still are slam poets, and so which is why you see poetry as kind of a theme throughout SASHA Center. But he is our lead male facilitator here in the city, and then Spencer, he is out in Atlanta, but he does a lot of our virtual work. The men's series is on Facebook Live right now, so they actually do a live interaction on Facebook where they bring in guest speakers, kind of doing the same thing like what we're doing here, but over Facebook Live. And so they do some, and a lot of that came out of the pandemic because it was hard to get men to get together anyway. You know, women, we love to get together and talk and have a good time, but men, that's a little different. So they were in a creative space, like, how do we get men? And so the virtual space proved to be very
safe for
very
them.
good. So that's how we're doing the male side of it now. But the intricate details of it would be more of a conversation with Omari, because I don't want to speak out of turn, but I know that that Facebook Live is lit every week.
Wow.
So you hear that. That's the SASHA Center Part 2. That's what I mean. All right?
So we definitely going to be bringing some talk and conversation.
That's right. Come on.
Some intimacy with our men, our brothers, you know, to know that, again, there are safe spaces for all people, you know, at the SASHA Center.
And you know what? I'm going to tell you, because just to hear all of the things that you guys provide, which is so awesome. You know, I look at SASHA Center more as an organism. You know what I'm saying? More than just an organization, because you guys help people, you empower them. You get what I'm saying? And so, and a lot of things have really developed and birthed from the pandemic, you know. And I think that brought a lot of people out of their comfort zone too, you know, to really start doing things and stretching, you know, your resources and getting people together. And that's good.
That's awesome. Good. So, you know, I know you deal with a lot of people within the metropolitan Detroit area. Is there a way that people maybe in another state or even another country, because we do have viewership that's coming in sometimes all the way from Australia and Canada and different, you know, areas, if they wanted to get the healing that they need from SASHA Center, is there a virtual way, or do you look out for resources in their state or their community that you can refer them to? How does that work?
So internationally, not yet as far as resources, but they can, the virtual space, like every other group that we offer, is via Zoom. So if you go to Facebook page and see the events, and all the registration links are on our Facebook page. So if you see a group that you want to participate in, all you have to do is register, and then you'll get the invite email to click on the Zoom class when it starts. So, but yeah, everything other than those 3 that I mentioned are virtual groups.
Okay. Awesome. Now, I'm just excited about what you guys are, offering, here at the SASHA Center. So with our viewership, we've been talking about the component of them being victimized to now being healed and whole and being a survivor.
Yes.
What if we have counselors? What if we have people who say, I like this organization and I want to really connect to it? How do they do that? Like, they want to be a part. Is it a volunteer thing? Is it a paid thing? What is it that you can offer, some of our viewers to say, well, I haven't been victimized, but I can offer some of my resources or some of my educational background to this center because I like it so much.
Right.
What could
Absolutely.
and how could they go about doing that? Or is that something that you're open for? Are you fully staffed or what? How does that work?
Well, you can talk about it from the SASHA web.
Okay, sure. So one of the things that Malaysia and I are trying to do is reach out to those people who want to volunteer or potentially become a facilitator. We want people that are practicing all forms of traditional and non-traditional healing methods to get involved with us. So if you do yoga, if you are specialized in guided meditation, if you do sound therapy, these are the type of people that we would like for you to contact us about connecting with our participants so that we can provide them with a well-rounded healing journey.
Awesome. Absolutely. Did you want to add anything to that?
I do want to say that.
Just as far as volunteers, if someone wants to be a part of the SASHA Center as far as a teacher, educator, as not a participant as far as treatment or healing, but they want to assist in their educational background, is there any forms of help? What could you do to bring them in?
Okay, so when it comes to communicating and getting connected with us, you can call that 800 number that we mentioned earlier.
Awesome.
And I would also suggest sending out an email or just popping into a Zoom to speak to a facilitator and letting them know that you're interested in being more hands-on with the SASHA Center. We are looking for therapists and, spiritual and holistic healers that are willing to help guide our members and our participants.
I love it.
And volunteers are always needed. Yes.
Always.
We do a lot of community engagement, so we're tabling, just kind of like how this partnership
How we
happens.
met Frederick.
The tabling is a constant. We are asked to come out to different take back the nights. We're getting into October, which is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So there's going to be a lot of tables. There's going to be a lot of forums. There's going to be all these things that we can use volunteers to have a SASHA table ad and man the table, pass out information. So that's always.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And just so that our people know you on a little bit of a personal level, I'm going to go through each of you, but what made you want to be a part of the SASHA Center? You could have been a part of anything or any organization. What led you to want to be a part of the SASHA Center? And how did you even hear about the SASHA Center?
Absolutely. So my background is in social work. I received my bachelor's degree from Tennessee State University in social work. And even when I was in college, I was very much an advocate and just bringing awareness about sexual assault. Participating and writing papers about prison rape and just making myself more knowledgeable about what is going on in our society and bringing awareness to something that I'm very passionate about. And I became a part of the SASHA Center through Lamender Davis, who is, I consider her my role model. And I know that she was connected with this organization and just getting to know them through Facebook and getting to know the mission and the vision of Kalima Johnson. It just made me feel very compelled to reach out to learn how I can become more involved. And at that time, there was an opportunity for me to actually become a part of the staff. And I'm very fortunate for that because it has really deepened my knowledge and also helped me to be a stronger advocate and also to be of service to many women and just, even here today with Angela in Malaysia, It's just like a really good partnership, being a part of SASHA Center.
Like almost like family, huh?
Yeah, it's like family. Yeah.
You don't even know. We gotta invite y'all to our holiday party.
Well, hopefully we can become a part of your family.
That's right.
Or so we can get an inside bird's eye view, so we can actually have a voice. And we're using our platform to just bring awareness of this because we heard about it and we talked about it and we was like, man, this is a great organization, and so it led to this. Again, that was great. So again, what made you want to be a part of SASHA Center?
Okay, I started my journey with learning about social work. So I jumped into social work probably about 2 years ago.
Awesome.
After graduating from Tennessee State University as well. I didn't pursue social work though. I majored in public health. And during my college years, I used to volunteer and advocate a lot, just because a lot of my peers had experienced sexual assault and trauma, being on campus and partying a lot.
Oh, wow.
There was a lot going on because Tennessee State is in, I'm not going to hold you, it's in the hood. So it's a lot going on right there. And a lot of my peers had experienced stuff during that. So as I was learning and advocating for that, and once I came back to Michigan, during my social work, I had worked for a previous company, and I had a patient that was of age. She was about 30 or so, but she had been missing for about a week. And once we had found her, we had found out she had got kidnapped and put into sex trafficking pretty briefly, and we were able to get her back and get her safe. And then that's when I started looking into resources and stuff of that nature, which I ran across SASHA's web previously. And then when I was looking for another part-time job, it just so happened to be an opportunity for me to take part of. So I was
It was divine connection.
And I'm going to get over here to our veteran. But the reason why I was asking, because again, I want you guys to know what type of organization this is. I want you to know that it's a safe space, for you. A lot of times we just don't know if this is the right time to speak out, if this is the right opportunity for me to share. Should I share? Will I be embarrassed? To know that you're connected to, college degree type of facilitators, people who are passionate about advocating on your behalf, that you're in a safe place at SASHA Center. It's a place, like we say, healing is possible. Healing is possible. You take one step, and I believe SASHA Center will take the next one with you. They'll allow you that walk in that journey alongside you till you are fully healed from whatever trauma that you face with. Because in order for you to be the best person, in order for you to walk in your full purpose, you have to be healed of your past. And anything that is attached to you, whether you are a parent now, whether you are wanting to become a wife now, or anything of that sort. And even you can say, hey, I've never experienced that trauma, but I know someone who could, who has. You can share this podcast with them and let them know that they are going to be connected to a center and an organization that is an organism that allows for you to live again, to breathe again, to be whole again. So that's why I was asking these ladies about their connections with it. It wasn't just, I was just looking at a space and they came up, I decided. You want someone who's going to be passionate.
Absolutely.
That is going to be contending for you. That's going to help you become the best you. So that's why I was asking these questions to our viewers, just in case they were wondering, like, why do we need to know? These are ladies that are connected to the center again, and you can see, as you heard, their passion and their love for bringing awareness and helping is so important. And then again, we go over here to a veteran, as I say, that's been a part of the organization for 10 years plus. And so what made you want to be a part of SASHA Center, and that you are just contending this fight for these many years,
So my connection with SASHA Center started more social, actually. My best friend knew Kalima from her, social work days or whatever, and so she took me to a fundraiser event that SASHA used to do, and we're actually about to start again now that I'm thinking about it, because it's a fun event. It's called Poets and Purses, and it's a fundraiser event where we have poetry, but then we're auctioning off purses, like people donate their gently used designer brands or whatever, and so it's a way for us to raise money, a fun way for us to raise money, because it's like a live auction and people get real crazy in here, especially if the person's a nice one. You might see a whole lot of back and forth happening, but it was fun. So anyway, I met Kalima that night, and she performed, and I was just very intrigued by her story, the poem she did that night. And so once I met her and got to talking to her, she's actually my loctician as well, so she's been doing my locks now for 9 years. Awesome. But meeting her and just hearing her story, and really her story highlighted my ignorance to rape culture. And I think that was my driving force to getting connected, because I'm like, okay, what else am I ignorant about? How else am I victim blaming? You know, because we fall into those things that you don't even consider as victim blaming. Like, well, why was she even there with him? And why she wear that to that party? You know, those are things.
Why she stay there so long? Right. Because a lot of times they don't know how to get out. They don't know where the next thing, especially if you're being victimized and you're in a relationship or in a situation that the person is the breadwinner, and then where do I go? You know, if I leave, then where am I going?
Yeah. So by my own ignorance being highlighted, and some of the ways I used to conceptualize, you know, rape and how it happens and things like that, and you know, more often than not, it's not somebody random off the street. It'd be people you know and trust. And I was not aware of that. So just me being confronted with my own blindness, I was like, okay, what else don't I know? So I started out as a volunteer. SASHA did not have as much funding when I first started. So we only had the HIP series going on at the time. We did a lot of fundraisers back in those days. So I was a volunteer. I coordinated a lot of the fundraising events. I'm an event coordinator by hobby anyway, so I did a lot of that for the SASHA Center. And so as the years progressed, I did take a break when I had my first son. He's 11 now. So when he was born, I took a break because I was a new mom, you know, barely newly married. So I was trying to wrap my mind around all of that. But then once I got my footing, and so then I came back into the world of volunteering for SASHA. And then as the funding was coming in, positions were being created, and so then I was brought on as staff.
Oh, wow. Wow, again, you know, a wonderful organization. So did you have anything to add to this, as I'm going to get ready to wrap this on up?
This was so fun.
This is what I'm going to say. To all the viewers out there, men and women, healing is possible.
Absolutely.
So as we bring this thing full circle, we want to thank all of the ladies for coming out and sharing the SASHA Center on the Next Level Up podcast. It is a phenomenal series. You know, don't forget again to like, share, and subscribe to your friend. What a powerful organization that is out here, that's bringing awareness, that's bringing in healing, that is allowing you to have your space, your moment, to be able to share at your will. Again, it's not a forced thing. You don't come in and they like, what you do, what happened, and all that. They're there to support you in your walk. And that's one of the things that I love, and adding fun and laughter, healing to your purpose. So that is an awesome thing. I don't want to close out our podcast without again sharing all of their contact information. So if we can get the emails, the telephone numbers, all the contact information, just so that if there is someone who's looking for to be a survivor in what you have experienced as trauma, then you need to contact the SASHA Center. I'm telling you, these ladies are filled with warmth and love and caring and compassion, and very knowledgeable on an organization that is growing immensely, and I love that. So
and
again,
you can just sense the love.
The love.
Really,
it is
really that you guys love people.
So can you share that number and website or Facebook information again?
Absolutely. You can reach us at 1-888-865-6666. 7055. And
go ahead.
yes, and I'm at extension 107.
I'm extension 108.
I'm extension 103.
All right.
Yes.
So you have all of those extensions, and
Yes.
what's the Facebook?
The Facebook is just SASHA Center. So if you go on Facebook, type in SASHA Center, we're gonna come up. Our logo is the blue or the teal ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see that as soon as you go on there. But if you want to email us directly, you can email us at info@sashacenter.org.
Okay. So info@sashacenter.org, and that's Sasha SASHA.
Can you please just tell them what SASHA means again?
Yes.
SASHA stands for Sexual Assault Services for Holistic Healing and Awareness.
All right.
Awesome.
And so that brings us to a close again.
Yes.
Ladies, we thank you
Yes,
for coming and being
thank
part
you
of
for
it.
gracing our
Yes.
We're looking for this part 2
Yes.
for our men
Absolutely.
series.
Yes.
We did not forget about
Yes.
you, men.
Yeah.
It is not too late to be healed.
Yes.
Healing is possible.
Absolutely.
To be the great men of valor, to be the great women of purpose,
Yes.
you have to start somewhere. And why not start with an organization that is filled with love and compassion?
Absolutely.
But until next time, we want you to be strong, be courageous, but most importantly, be blessed.
What you think? No lies. Live long enough. See how sometimes everyday living is too hard. We bring in the word with a new vibe. I've been feeling too dark.